Fantasy Sport Fan Nation, we are coming to you from Texas.
From Texas.
From Texas.
Studio A.
B.
I just named it A.
Yeah, I named it B.
Oh, okay.
To go with the A.
Studio A and B.
A and B.
There we go.
You're in A and I'm in B.
All right, we're going to cover top 5 batters this year in baseball for
Right
this
now.
upcoming season, or during this season.
I was like, it's not upcoming. It's already happening.
It's already weeks in.
Here we are. We are in, where are we at right now? We're in May.
Yeah. 2 months in?
Yeah.
About 2
Pretty
months
much.
in?
A month and a half.
Month and a half in.
So there you go. I mean, and we're covering the top 5 batters.
Yeah, Seth and I have a little difference of opinion a little bit, but these are the guys that are good right now. These are the guys that you'll want to play in the daily leagues, depending on matchups and everything. But even if you're in just a year-long Yahoo Baseball League or MLB Baseball League, you know, any of those, these are guys that maybe you want to make trades for that are hot right now.
Exactly.
All right, so number 1, who is the best batter that you have going this year?
My number 1 batter overall, it has to be Triple Crown Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera.
You cannot argue with me. This guy has 8 home runs with 42 RBIs, and he's averaging a 376.
376. I have him on my number 1 spot, too. Just to add to that, he also has 20 walks. Which is why his average is 376.
Boom.
You know, I mean, you cannot go wrong with Miguel Cabrera.
No.
If you get him, he's a lot of money, especially if you're doing the daily leagues, like say FanDuel. You have a salary cap. You have to spend $35,000. Each player has a certain amount. You have to spend that $35,000 and fill up your entire roster of 9 players.
Yeah.
You have a pitcher, obviously, catcher, first, second, third, short, and 3 outfielders. Miguel Cabrera may have a bad team every now and then, or a bad game every now and then, but the majority of the time, he's going to get you points, no matter what, at that first base spot.
You know why? Because he's Miguel Cabrera.
And because he's the Triple Crown winner.
Of course.
The first time in, 20 years, I believe?
Yeah, and guess what? He's dominating. He's doing amazing.
All right, number 2, who do you got number 2? I think this is where we start going off on different players.
Number 2, and I have a reason why my number 2 is the number 2.
I don't know who your number 2 is. Shoot it.
It's Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
And I'm saying this because Mike Trout got off to a really slow start. He wasn't really doing what people were thinking. People were questioning him. They were going,
why did I spend the number 1 pick on Mike Trout?
Exactly. And now Mike Trout, that bat has just come alive.
Fishy.
Yeah, exactly. He's stealing bases. This guy is going crazy. He's starting to look like the guy from last year. I mean, Mike Trout alone this year, even though he's only hitting at 282, guess what? The guy has 8 home runs with 29 RBIs. I mean, and most of that production has just come recently, in the last few weeks.
Yeah, he's also got 21 walks and 8 stolen bases. 8 stolen bases. He's got caught in 2 of them. But the stolen bases, I mean, if you're in one of those leagues that gives you 2 points every stolen base, that's huge, man.
Yeah, of course it's huge. But that's what I'm saying. And that's why I say he's my number 2 guy, because just recently he finally started waking up. That bat came alive. He's doing a lot better. He came out on a slow start for the first few weeks of the season.
Yeah, I definitely have Mike Trout on my list. But number 2, I have Paul Goldschmidt. This guy is unstoppable right now. He's batting .338. He's got 12 homers. He has 35 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and 23 walks. That's why the Arizona Diamondbacks paid him the kind of money that they paid him. This is the production that they wanted to see out of this type of guy, man. He is just good. There's nothing around that, and he's not slowing down at all. He's not slowing down.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I am definitely different on you, with you on this one.
Do you even have him in your top 5?
He's there. He's actually tied for number 5.
For number 5?
For number 5.
Yeah, I tried to not do any ties on mine.
I couldn't help it.
I know. I wanted to do ties so bad, too, but I was just trying to layer them down.
I tried. But my number 3 guy, is actually Shin-Soo Choo. And I say Shin-Soo Choo because this guy is a beast.
He's good.
I mean, the guy...
They're talking about him being the NL MVP this year already, and it's only 2 months into the season, so if he can keep it up, then...
I mean, he's batting a .314, even though he has 9 home runs and 19 RBIs, which is far less than, say, like someone like Cabrera. The guy gets on base. The guy, that's all he does.
He has a ton of runs.
Exactly. I mean, and that's what the dude does. He gets on base, he gets runs, he hits doubles, he hits singles. You know, I mean, the guy is just
he's
batting
he's
monster.
exactly what you want out of your leadoff spot.
Of course.
Exactly. He sucks in the outfield. He's a terrible
horrible.
center fielder, but you don't get fantasy points from playing defense. You know, you get it from the offense.
Unless your league is run like that, but guess what? Majority of leagues, you're not going to have that.
No, majority of the time not. But yeah, the number three spot for me, I have Justin Upton. Justin Upton's leading the league in homers. He's got 14 homers. He's only batting at .285, but that's okay. He still has 29 walks. He has 3 stolen bases. He has 28 RBIs. He just hit a grand slam the other night.
Yeah.
It just seems like he's unstoppable. Him and his brother, this new town that he's in Atlanta, ever since he came to the Braves, he's been with it, man. I don't know if it's because now his family can go to every one of their games and not have to choose whether they want to go to see BJ Upton or Justin Upton. He's got everybody right there, and he's just trying to show off. But I have him at my number 3 spot because I just don't see this guy slowing down at all.
Yeah, no, 14 home runs on the season already. He's an animal.
Yeah, 28 RBIs, and it's not like he's just striking out. He still has 29 walks, you know. He has 9 more walks than Miguel Cabrera does.
Yeah, and
he's just a home run hitter. That's what he does.
And that's why he's my number 4 guy.
He's your number 4 guy?
He's my number 4 guy. So you have him 1 spot ahead of me.
Yeah, and see, my number 4 guy is Shin-Soo Choo, so we just have those swapped around right there.
That.
So there's got to be a guy on your you have a tie at 5, right?
I have a
huge
my
tie at 5. Just right now, my 5 is Mike Trout. I know you already said his everything he does. He has 8 stolen bases, 8 home runs, 29 ribbies. Yeah, the Angels are starting to get into gear. They're starting to win games, you know.
Yeah.
He's going to be a monster. It's Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Mike Trout's going to do what he's going to do, you know. But so far to this point, there's still 4 other better players right now. You know, if we do this in 2 more months, it may be a completely different story.
It could be.
Who do you have tied?
Oh my gosh. And it sucks. Okay, moving into it. Oh,
I hate not having Colorado's batters on my list. That's all that I know.
Okay, number 5 tie. Here we go. The first guy, Chris Davis. Chris Davis, the guy, they even thought he was slowing down. And the guy is not slowing down.
Yeah, he's not stopping.
The guy is not cold. The guy is hot. The guy is hitting for the fences. He's batting a .317 with 11 home runs and 39 RBIs right now. Chris Davis is a legit overall number 5 batter right now.
And he came from nowhere. You know where he came from? Texas, and Texas just gave him up.
And do you know who he's batting with in his lineup? Let's talk about Manny Machado. Let's talk about Adam Jones. These guys, I mean, they are going insane. And that's just 2 players. I'm not even naming people like J.J. Hardy or anybody else. I'm just naming.
J.J. Hardy's catching. He's catching
fire.
Yeah, and you can get him cheap in the daily money leagues, man. As shortstop.
Oh yeah,
he's one of the cheapest shortstops there is.
Yeah. And then of course the guy that's tied for number 5 with Chris Davis. The second guy I have a 3-way tie, by the way.
A 3-way tie.
A 3-way tie.
So really, this is your top 8.
I guess so. Yeah. Moving into that. Yeah. Paul Goldschmidt. You had him in there earlier.
I had my number 2 guy right now.
The guy, like you said, the guy's on fire. He's doing amazing. And the other guy, Carlos Gonzalez.
There he is, Colorado.
How can you go against that, man?
Him and Troy Tulo? Are you kidding me?
Dude, and when Kadire comes back, whew.
Yeah.
So here
and
you go.
And even Josh Rutledge.
Yeah, maybe. And then Dexter Fowler's there. I mean, Willen Rosario, that's who's
Willen
there?
Rosario
Yeah.
The catcher, yeah.
So there you go. And whenever Willen Rosario's taking the day off, you got Torrealba who's coming in and actually doing pretty decent.
Yeah, and Rosario's just been he started the season really good, but he's just dropped off now. I mean,
he was.
He's not worth the money in these daily leagues right now.
Willen
he's definitely
Rosario,
not worth the money.
Willen Rosario did exactly what Chris Davis did. He was getting cold just for that split second, But in the last couple of days, he's hit 2 home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done well.
Yeah.
You know, but moving on, I mean, Carlos Gonzalez, he's batting a .307 with 10 home runs and 24 RBIs. People, this is a good list. These are 2 great lists. They're pretty consistent.
Yeah, that guy, in yearly fantasy leagues, that guy went top 10 almost every single draft.
Yeah, and if you guys are wondering how we're doing our stuff, if we're sitting here talking about our players as we're writing down these names, we're not. Me and Corey, we're sitting separately away from each other. We're writing down our own list. We're writing down our own numbers, you know, that we're researching and that we're getting. And we're coming, and this is when we're comparing.
They're all the same players, but they're just in a little bit different order.
Exactly.
Now.
So this just shows you the consistency of the legit players in your top. So if you're really wanting to beef up your lineup in your seasonal league, guess what? And you want to make a really good trade, guess what? You can make that trade, but be ready to pay for
They're
those players.
Cost a lot of money.
And if somebody actually just goes in and says, yeah, I'll just give up this player for that, they're an idiot because they have a star player. And for you to get that really on the cheap side, you're lucky. You're one of the few. But otherwise, be ready to pay up for these guys.
There we go. Get these players.
Hey, Fantasy Sport Fan Nation. Be sure to check out our free exclusive daily fantasy sports sites review. Get this free 29-page report reviewing the top 11 daily fantasy sports sites only at fantasysportfans.com.